And I'll be honest with you, man, my mind is racing right now. I'm trying to put into words what I'm thinking and feeling right now. The scope of this operation is staggering. What they were doing here, it's almost incomprehensible, the complexity of this operation.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the land of Chem. I'm your host and the author. My name is Jeffrey Drum. Thank you all so much for joining me again. All right, everyone, welcome back. Now, prepare yourselves for what might be one of the most important episodes that I have ever produced, presenting my prediction for what is about to be announced by the Scanning Aperture Radar Technology team and the Khafre Project, announcing what they call the Halls of AMENTI, discovered below the pyramids on the Giza plateau. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you all so much for the support. I think that is it for today's intro, so without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, everyone, here we go with tonight's episode. So what you are about to see is a preface and prediction to a major announcement that is about to be released by the Scanning Aperture Radar Technology team, Khafre Project, including researchers Corrado Malanga, Armando Maeve, and Filippo Biondi, the same group that performed the Scanning Aperture Radar Doppler scan of the Great Pyramid of Giza that will be discussed momentarily, revealing what they call, quote, the discovery of a huge city under the pyramids, end quote, that they are describing as the so-called Halls of AMENTI, with an international press conference scheduled for March 16th. Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because 2025 is going to be a wild ride. Let's go. Now, as a forward to the details released in their formal statement, I will provide a foundation of supporting evidence from my previous research episodes that will support my predictions in advance of what will be revealed by this absolutely monumental Doppler radar scanning data. So in episode 120, I explained my hypothesis for the function of the Great Pyramid acoustic ultrasound catalyst chamber and presented the series of chemical reactions within the antechamber to produce sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide, and within the Grand Gallery, where those sulfur oxides reacted with water in an acoustic cavitation catalyzed oxidation reaction to generate sulfurous and then sulfuric acid, the product solution of the Great Pyramid. And in episode 82, I presented the chemical analysis data, revealing the calcium sulfate coating covering the interior of both the Grand Gallery and Queen's chambers, direct evidence of the production of dilute sulfuric acid within this system that created a corrosion-resistant coating, protecting the chambers from further vitriolic effects of this acidic product, a self-generating and self-repairing chemical-resistant coating compound that sealed the interior of the chambers. And in episode 127, I presented my hypothesis for the function of the Queen's chamber shafts and the feature known as Gattenbrink's door as an ultrasound flow meter to monitor the stages of the production and extraction cycle within the extraction or Queen's chamber, including solution volume, temperature, pressure, and product acidity. And in episode 138, I explained my hypothesis for the function of the Great Pyramid Void, the chamber located above the Grand Gallery that was discovered by the Muon Scanning Project that operated as a heat exchanger to remove the thermal energy that was created by the highly exothermic reaction occurring in the Grand Gallery during the sulfuric acid production process, and highlighting once again the role of the extraction shaft system located below the Queen's chamber that I'll be coming to again in just a moment. And most recently, in Members Only episode 19, I hypothesized the function of the iron oxide veins and the fluid distribution channels running below the black basalt floor of the Great Pyramid's Eastern Temple, and their role in the Giza Plateau lightning storm generator system. So within the Great Pyramid itself, we have a complex system of chemical reaction chambers and different mechanisms of operation that are indicative of an industrial scale manufacturing operation extending across the Giza Plateau. Which brings me back to episode 60. The 2022 Great Pyramid scans revealing evidence for hidden chambers inside the Great Pyramid, where I presented my assessment and interpretation of the first paper published by this same scanning aperture radar technology team that is about to shake the foundations of the Giza Plateau. Their paper, entitled Synthetic Aperture Radar Doppler Tomography Detects Undiscovered High-Resolution Internal Structures of the Great Pyramid of Giza, that proposed a system of still hidden chambers inside the Great Pyramid of Giza that corroborated the existence of the heat exchanger chamber located above the Grand Gallery that was discovered by the Muon Scanning Project that you can see here, and substantiated my hypothesis about the location of the Queen's Chamber extraction shaft system located below that component that you can see here in blue. By implementing this synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography technology to scan the Great Pyramid, revealing these hidden details. Here, you can see the scan data of the extraction chamber and the result revealing this extraction shaft system indicated here in number 3. And here are a few more diagrams showing this extraction shaft and chamber system that I propose was utilized to remove the sulfuric acid product solution from the internal reaction chamber system and then distribute that product across the Giza Plateau for various applications. And if you want more details on any of the information presented thus far, all of the referenced episodes are available in my Great Pyramid playlist, link in the video description below. So now, we have covered the chemical manufacturing components of the Great Pyramid for the production of a dilute solution of sulfuric acid. Now, on to the Central Pyramid, a structure that has long been speculated to contain hidden chambers still undiscovered within the body of the structure. Well, in the 1970s, the Central Pyramid of Giza was also scanned using the same type of cosmic ray muon technology that was used to discover this new chamber located above the Grand Gallery of the Great Pyramid, the results of which were presented in this paper here, Search for Hidden Chambers in the Pyramids. The structure of the Second Pyramid of Giza is determined by cosmic ray absorption. With the following statement: we have explored 19% of the volume of the Second Pyramid, and we therefore conclude that no chambers of the size seen in the 4 large pyramids of the 4th dynasty are in our, quote, field of view, end quote, above the Belzoni chamber. So according to their scan data, which only scanned 19% of the body of the Central Pyramid directly above the primary chamber, and the deficiencies of the scanning technology at the time are discussed abundantly within the paper, they did not discover any hidden chambers inside of the Central Pyramid. And in episode 139, I presented my hypothesis for the function of the Central Pyramid and the operation of each chamber and shaft as related to the production of hydrochloric acid, the internal configuration of the system that you can see here, with the upper chamber as the primary reaction chamber and the lower chamber as the product dissolution and extraction chamber. And in that episode, I also proposed the existence of an extraction shaft located below the second chamber, descending down into the bedrock underneath the Central Pyramid. So thus far, I have explained my rationale for the existence of a subterranean extraction chamber and shaft network running below the Giza Plateau that connect the Great and Central Pyramids along with other components across the Giza Plateau. But that's not all that I've shown here on the channel is still hidden below the Giza Plateau. Remember back in episode 112, metal mining tunnels below Giza, the Tomb of the Birds, and in Sunday Site Visit 50, underground mining tunnels below Giza, the Tomb of the Birds, I explored the underground cave and tunnel system running underneath the central pyramid, shown here, starting at the entrance of the Tomb of the Birds and continuing underground below the central pyramid, the existence of which has also been corroborated by radar scan data that you can see here, with these two tunnels now highlighted here. So now we have added additional components to this underground network below the Giza Plateau. Not only chemical extraction and distribution systems, but also mining tunnels and caves below the pyramids themselves. So now, let's get to the business at hand, and I will show you what I predict is about to be revealed by Beyondie and the Scanning Aperture Radar Khafra project team. All right, everyone, I hope you're enjoying the video, and please remember to subscribe for more content if you're interested in the technology of ancient civilizations utilizing physics and chemistry and the function of the Egyptian pyramids and other ancient structures from around the world. If you want to help support the channel, you can pick up a copy of the Land of Chem book and grab some merch at thelandofchem.com. And for access to exclusive content, subscribe to the members-only channel now with 19 massive research episodes revealing some of my most groundbreaking discoveries thus far. Links to everything in the video description below. Thank you all so much for the support. Now, back to the video. All right, now, so here we have the reaction chamber system of the central pyramid, below which the lower chamber is connected into an extraction chamber and distribution shaft network that branches below the structure, both to the north and the south, and to the east toward the Sphinx. And these three shafts here are intended to show perspective in this 2D diagram, coming at you in the eastern direction directly below the surface of the plateau, and this one moving further down to the south. And this subterranean shaft network will connect directly into the 6 pits on the eastern side of the central pyramid, from which samples have been taken of these bedrock iron oxide deposits, the results presented in episode 75, Chemical Analysis of the Giza Plateau Iron Oxide Deposits, revealing concentrations of rare earth elements, as well as both silver and gold. And the shafts running from the extraction chamber will connect directly into these pits, in addition to the above-ground conduit system running from the Eastern Temple into pit number 6 here, that has been extensively documented and explored in both Sunday Site Visit 49 and Sunday Site Visit 66, where I documented the iron oxide conductive metal vein network branching across the Giza Plateau, the highest concentration of which appears to be focused around the central pyramid. And I've shown evidence of this shaft system running below the paving structure here that connects directly into pit number 6 that you can see me exploring here. And I'll put in a quick clip now so you can see what I discovered down inside of this component. I hope you enjoy.
So here we have a differentiation into different parts of the system. Look how red that is. And I mean, just looking at this surface here, it's like there's flecks of gold in there that you can almost see. Look at the color. Beautiful piece right here. So this whole area is filled with ore material, and we have samples from this area. there is a shaft that leads under the paving in this direction. You can see the concrete fill in here covering up that opening. That's a huge piece of this material here. And I want to show this one more time. So I've been down in this pit before, but I wanted to show you this huge. Look at this. Look at this huge tubular iron vein. All of this is that metal mineral ore. And there is some severe erosion leading down in through here. Look at how rounded out all of this is in here. So as I just said, here's a continuation of the other side of the vein here. This is crazy looking here. So as I mentioned, now we're looking at two different components of the system here. Yeah. And
This is my home.
so here, under this pile of rock,
No, this I am.
this hole,
Ah.
hey no, there's an injection port.
No, this I am.
A hole.
I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
This hole, hey no.
yes.
And the hole here that they've covered up with rocks leads down into this pit. And I'll be honest with you, man, my mind is racing right now. I'm trying to put into words what I'm thinking and feeling right now. The scope of this operation is staggering.
All right, now, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen any of this footage or research episodes yet, I have a series of playlists available to help you get caught up, including a new one that is absolutely critical to understanding the hypothesis presented on this channel, entitled Chemical Analysis Data, with 12 episodes presenting scientific analysis of samples taken from various sites and features in Egypt, and a new one featuring all of my Japan research and site expedition footage. Now, in members only episode 9 and in members only episode 13, I revealed the function of the Osiris shaft, showing how this subterranean shaft network adjacent to the central pyramid causeway connects directly into the vertical shafts adjacent to the eastern causeway that are directly integrated into the Osiris shaft chamber system, utilized for the production of metal nanoparticles. And I proposed that this shaft network also extends below the Giza plateau toward the south and east towards the Sphinx enclosure, with the causeway underground shaft system connecting into the enclosure as shown in previous episodes right here. And we know that there is also an underground shaft coming in from below the Great Pyramid, as corroborated by our contact at the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, all three of these shafts converging directly into the Sphinx enclosure. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the big reveal, with one of the greatest archaeological research discoveries that we will see in our lifetimes. And I will quote directly from this post by Armando Maeve, one of the members of the Scanning Aperture Radar Technology CAFRA project team, stating here, the cooperation between the CAFRA Research Project SAR Technology and Capella Space, American space company, has made the discovery of the legendary halls of AMENTI possible. As part of the CAFRA Research Project SAR Technology, the following members invite accredited journalists to a special press conference held both in person and virtually to unveil the results of a study that, from our perspective, is innovative and revolutionary. This study has redefined the boundaries of satellite data analysis and archaeological exploration. During the press conference, the structures corresponding to the mythical halls of AMENTI will be unveiled for the first time. Key discoveries to be presented are the identification of structures, chambers, and corridors located within the Pyramid of Khafre, the identification of an extensive series of vertical shafts estimated to extend to depths of at least 1 kilometer, with each major pyramid serving as an access point to these underground systems, the discovery of vast subterranean chambers with dimensions comparable to those of the pyramids themselves, a remarkably high correlation between the layout and characteristics of these underground chambers and the legendary halls of AMENTI, described in ancient myths such as those involving the god Thoth, with the latest report stating 32 possible chambers of various sizes discovered. Again, as they mentioned, some of which are as large as the pyramids themselves. So what they are about to reveal, in my opinion, the immense interconnected complex of subterranean shafts, chambers, and vertical pits is the underground industrial infrastructure system that connects all of the structures and components of the Giza Plateau, supporting the above-ground chemical manufacturing operations. And I remember my first time seeing these pyramids back in 2017 and thinking to myself that what we can see above ground is only 50% of the story. And what is about to be revealed by the Scanning Aperture Radar CAFRA team is going to irrevocably change the perspective of the Giza Plateau pyramid system forever. It is an extremely exciting time to be alive. There is so much more to discuss about this system, and you can anticipate exclusive scan, data, and interpretation coming up very soon, where we will analyze in depth the information released by the SAR scan team. I have a feeling that what I have proposed today, as you can see here, is just the tip of an immense iceberg. So please subscribe and stay tuned. First, a quick announcement. The Land of Chem 2025 Ancient Alchemy and Ascension Tour is on, and bookings are now available with almost a year to plan ahead. This is my most extensive and immersive tour thus far, covering the entire country of Egypt and all of the ancient sites, including Saqqara and the Serapeum, the pyramids of Dashur, the newly opened Grand Egyptian Museum, private special permission access to Abu Sir, the pyramids of the Giza Plateau, and a private entry into all three chambers of the Great Pyramid of Giza at night. Then we fly to Upper Egypt to explore Luxor Temple, Karnak Temple, Dendera, the Temple of Seti I, and the Osireion, followed by a Nile cruise to investigate the Hatshepsut Temple, Kamombo and Aswan, Abu Simbel, and finally Elephantine Island, possibly one of the final resting places of the Ark of the Covenant. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to experience the best of what Egypt has to offer. So if you are interested in joining, please send me an email with the subject line 2025 Egypt Tour to contact@thelandofchem.com, and I will send you the full tour itinerary and pricing details. Thank you all so much, and I will see you soon in Egypt. All right, everyone, that is it for today's video. This was episode 149, a major announcement regarding the hidden chambers below the Giza Plateau. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and in the next episode in the series, we continue our investigation of the hexagram landscape electromagnetic grid structure system that we recently discovered in Japan. This is an episode you do not want to miss, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube if you're interested in the technology of ancient civilizations utilizing physics and chemistry and the function of the Egyptian pyramids and other ancient structures from across the world. If you want to help support the channel, check out the Land of Chem members only channel and thelandofchem.com, both linked in the video description below. If you want to follow me on Instagram or on X, my handle is @thelandofchem. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you all so much for the support. I think that is it for today's episode. So I will see you next time.
Yo, are you still watching this? Please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube and click that little notification button. New videos coming out every single week. And check out this other episode. Come on, do it. Do it now.